After the break, a canine behaviourist weighs in on his thoughts on Aspen the Husky. Can we teach this dog new tricks, or can we give the owner some new solutions? That's next. Good morning. You've heard the plight of Aspen the Husky and his owner Alexandra, and of course her son. Aspen has been labelled menacing by the Auckland Council and faces certain death, is what she said this morning, after being blamed for the death of a pet guinea pig. Our canine behaviourist Darren Rowe met Aspen just under an hour ago, has had a good look at the dog and surveyed the dog, and he joins us now with his thoughts. This is live and fresh from the scene. G'day and good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Nice to see you, mate. Hey, the dog, Aspen.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, on first sort of appearances, he's a perfectly pet dog. He showed very little signs of stress, and this is a really stressful environment. I mean, I know when Ginger came in
You're telling me.
Yeah, well, and none at all. And one of the most important things I found that when I was doing a bit of relaxing with him out in the corridor there, and one of the producers stepped over him, no signs at all. So in terms of aggression with people, nothing at all.
Now, the producer that stepped over her, that's no stepping over a...
Well, sometimes dogs can be a bit reactive when you step over them when they're lying down.
Description of the producer, we can sort them out afterwards. any sort of...
Tall, 5'6", dark hair.
So Duncan is going to be buying a dog. So for those who are in the market right now, when should you train them? What are the very early days?
Soon as you get them. So that initial 20 weeks is probably one of the most important times to socialise a dog. Not the sits and downs and all those kind of things that people concentrate on, just exposure to everything.
Is there much of an out for Aspen? So Aspen's been given, it looks like what is a certain sort of death sentence here.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like there's much flexibility. Because you're dealing with a council, there's no judge there that gives you a bit of leeway here or there.
Right,
this is a dog control officer with a couple of badges and a uniform and a stick. There's not much carrot, is there?
So the dog control officers will be the case officers, so they won't probably make the decision. It'll be the council board, I guess, that make the decision. And I guess the law is black and white, isn't it? For its very reason, it has to be black and white.
Do many dogs survive this sort of... What's your experience?
I don't know the full statistics. In my experience, very rarely changes the outcome. Possibly a downgrade. That would be the perfect solution. I think the responsibility's been taken there that the dog does need to be muzzled if it's in public.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Do dogs know the difference between a baby and a toddler and a chicken and a guinea pig?
Yeah, so in my experience over the years, this concept where once a dog's killed an animal, then it's going to kill a child, I've never seen that. I think dogs are very clever. I think we don't give them enough credit. So for them to suddenly go and kill children once they've killed an animal, I don't think we'd have any children left if that was the case.
No,
in New Zealand.
you don't see that. The bar is high for dogs. I mean, the bar is... So we as humans, we do silly things, naughty things, we get lots of passes, it's quite hard to get to jail. Cats are murderers, we know this, and they roam our streets all the time. Dogs do something naughty and that's toast.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing is that if it was a possum, I mean, I'm not downgrading the fact that a guinea pig was killed, don't get me wrong, but if it was a possum, we'd be singing his praises, wouldn't we? So the morality of that kind of is a bit difficult.
It's all other show.
Yeah.
Now, I may be wrong, but my understanding is Aspen was rehomed at 9 months. Is that correct? So
yeah.
Obviously there's some things that could have happened in those first 9 months.
Yeah.
Can they be retrained? How does it work there?
So one of the classic things is that dogs get attacked, and it's a bit like the bully kind of incident. When a dog gets attacked, they get very scared, and then they can lose trust in life. And then when they see another dog, they can sort of be aggressive. You mentioned you've got a poodle. Right?
Yeah,
poodle's a real hunter, and the husky. I don't know if you know the history of the husky, but it was it's been bred originally in the Inuit population, and it was a family dog that was also a guarding and a sledge puller. Right, so in the winters it spent all the time with the family, which means they're great dogs around.
And a working dog too. They work hard.
They're working hard, but they're really good around the family, and that's the most important thing I think we need to understand about huskies. But in the summer, they were allowed to roam free and just hunt. So they're actually quite strong hunting dogs.
And what about the poodle? What sort of dog's a poodle?
Poodle's been bred to hunt. People don't think about the poodle as a hunter.
But hardly moves.
They are.
His dog hardly moves.
Yeah, until it sees you, it's been bred not like you.
because
a good hunter.
Breeds. Are there breeds that you think New Zealand should just not allow in this country?
I think there's a list of breeds that we don't allow in the country. We've just got to understand that we've bred every dog to do a certain job. regardless of the mixes that we're throwing in nowadays, we bred a dog to do a job, and there's a predator-prey drive that we key into. The herding dogs, we key into that so that they can herd sheep and cattle. The hunting dogs, we cue into that. So if we don't exercise that drive through play and through something safe, then it's likely to come out occasionally, isn't it?
I'll finish this with two questions. The first one is, what would be your message to the Auckland Council if they probably don't want to hear us?
Well,
but let's say you're a legal aid lawyer, right?
Yeah, I wish.
What's your best pitch to Auckland Council?
So I think you have to look at the circumstances, don't you? And you have to look at the responsibility. And I think they've obviously got an obligation to make sure that the situation doesn't happen again. And I think that's the grey area, isn't it? So look at all the circumstances. If the dog can be controlled, and I don't believe this is a dog that's going to out and kill everything that moves. I mean, it's had possibly some education around with the owners to make sure that the owners are keeping it on a lead, muzzled, fences, that kind of stuff. We have loads of fences around our property, so we don't get out. I'm working with them. I don't know the full story and the backstory. There's possibly been some
community service is what you're calling for.
Yeah,
maybe with the muzzle and delete at all times. I think this family is willing to do this. What's your message to Alexandra, who sits not far from you?
Yeah, I mean, she's crying over there now. I can see. I would say keep fighting. Definitely try and get as much support as you can. You're not an isolated incident. This happens a lot more than probably we realise.
Yes, there'll be lots of people actually probably starting to email the show. Hey, this happened to our dog as well. Yeah. What's your experience? Did your dog survive, or was the inevitable? Did the inevitable happen? Let us know. Feedback at the amshow.co.nz.
I'd love to be able to put a caveat on my rates when I pay them and say, this money goes to someone who is empowered to use their common sense.
Yes, you'd like to think so.
No, I think dog control do a good job. Let's not sort of
beat up on them.
Yeah,
no,
I mean, at the end they do a fantastic job. But I think that there's a situation where you've got the death penalty, which, let's face it, the word euthanasia is a lovely old word to wrap up the fact the dog's going to be killed. Okay, there's got to be some kind of leeway, and there's got to be something, isn't there?
But then the council might feel, what if something bad happens and the council had a chance to put the dog down, and then, oh my God, they didn't.
And that's the problem, isn't it?
They're really caught in a catch-22. Hey, nice to see you.
Yeah, no, it's been a pleasure.
It's not easy being a dog, is it?
It's not, no.
Okay, Vegan Hard, good morning to you. Canine behaviourist Darren Rowe, so appreciate your time on the programme this morning. Also, Alexandra, drive carefully as you head home. The